All right. Testing. What's up, guys? Good morning. Trying to wake up myself. What's up, Eddie? What's up, Netron? What's up, guys? All right. So, like I said, it's kind of a slow morning. We're not having too much stuff really pop off that I see. We have, let me see, we got BIOC. BIOC's popping off a little bit. Let's pull this chart up. We got BIOC popping off a little bit.
Testing. What's up, guys? Good morning.
Whoa.
Waking up myself. What's up, Eddie? What's up?
All right. There we go. All right. So like I said, we got BIOC popping off here. We got XBIO. These are both former runners. I've seen both of these go crazy before. MDGS moving a little bit without much volume. We got BG, which is gapping up and just doesn't really have any volume, so I'm not really interested in that one. EXK or EKX, or no, it's EXK, which is gapping up some. We got ZYNE here. ZYNE, which is moving some, but the volume is just pretty low this morning, guys. The volume is just pretty low. We got AMRX. I'm looking at all the gappings, or the gapper scanners, but GNC, CIR, DVA. Volume is just not looking that hot right now. At least in the small cap world. High caps are okay. We got Stitch Fix, SFIX. We got AMD, MU. Those are all moving a little bit. And so, LK, S. So mid caps are looking okay. Solid. UMH, AMAT. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, like I said, small caps, I mean, we got BIOC, MDGS, and XBIO, and that's about it. I mean, they're not really looking that hot. We got Pinterest. Pinterest looks good. AMC. And then for gap downs, AMC doesn't look bad. CAPR, PETS, CADE, looking at gap downs here, MTP, VISL. So yeah, I mean, not really looking that hot really this morning. I will be shipping off our VWAP Fade mugs today. I will be shipping off our VWAP Fade mugs. And so you guys, the guys that won the mugs Friday, will be I'll be shipping those off. If you want the tracking number, I guess I can give you the tracking number once I do. Just message me. So yeah, so we'll see what we get this morning. Hey buddy, you gotta turn that down, okay? Hey Jack? Hey, you gotta turn that down or I'm taking that away. You gotta turn the volume all the way down, buddy. Alright, I'm going to take it away. You don't need to hear it. Turn that down. I'm about to enforce the rules here with my son, so I'll be right back. And just for anybody that's going to be asking, my son was playing a video game. He wasn't watching TV. And so he had the video game turned up super loud. That's why I was telling him to turn the sound down. Yeah, Mark is not looking that hot this morning. Eddie, how long have you been testing? Really, it just depends. Certain stocks I'll test longer. VWAP Fade, I went back about a year. VWAP Bounce, I went back about 6 months. And they both work fairly well depending on the right market conditions, if they're there or not. So yeah, but like I said, small caps, BIOC maybe, BG, this large cap, XBIO. None of the gappers are looking that great, but mid caps are okay. Like we got AMD, MU, which is microchip stocks. We got SFIX, Stitch Fix gapping up some. We got AMRN moving. That looks okay. We got yeah, I mean ZYNE, LK. So the mid caps are looking all right. I'll watch LK, AMD, MU, AMRN. So we got some options with those. Have I started trading options yet? Yeah, I mean I trade options. Just not. I'm not as serious about options because I haven't had as solid of results that I do with trading. You know, like I've said it a million times before, I'm sure, but I'll say it again. So the way I trade options is mostly a short biased, short penny stocks after they make ridiculous moves type of strategy. It's basically I wait for penny stocks to just run up, you know, 1, 2, 300%. And then I buy put options on them because if you look at the historical chart for most stocks like this, most of the time they actually don't hold these gains. And so they end up coming right back down. And so I'll buy like a month-long put option on some of these overextended penny stocks and I'll just wait for them to come back down. And that works fairly well, but it's not, I haven't done it enough to really get serious with it. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't mind options. I think options definitely have their place. But specifically for me, I just haven't gotten as serious as I probably should be if I'm going to, you know, if I'm going to do it as much as I trade stocks. But yeah, I hope you guys saw that video I put out on Friday. Probably, I think that was my biggest gain ever. I think that was my largest stock trading win in the market. I think that was the most I've ever made, which at the end of the day, I was up 360 or something for Netflix, but that trade, I was already down like 30 or 40 bucks, and so I actually made around 400 on that trade. I think it was the biggest trade I've ever done. And so I should have a little bit of a cushion. Let's check my account now. I should have a little bit of a cushion now to at least try to go for some $100 gains or so today. I was talking to Mitch. Mitch wants me to stream for longer because, I mean, he's right. I've been, yeah, I'm up over $400 in net profit in this account so far. So, not too bad. Yeah, I'm at 402, or basically 403. But yeah, I mean, that's the goal, is just to try to build this thing up. We'll see how much we can, you know, how much we can build it up. Hey, appreciate that, James. Thanks, brother. What's up, Jeremiah? Whew, man. All right, guys. All right. Sorry, I had to respond to a guy in our Discord. Sorry, bro. Yeah, man, it's time for sure. It's time to use bigger sizing. I gotta be able to take the guts to do it. And I was talking to Mitch about it. I think like here's the thing. Like you guys can see I'm not actually faking anything. Like you can see my account balance. I show my account balance every day, and so I can't fake this if I wanted to. You can see my account balance, so it's not like I could fake it. But um, it's one of those things where I think I find a little bit of comfort and solace in trading by myself without hundreds of people watching me, and I know I need to get used to it. Part of streaming is getting used to trading bigger sizing on the stream, and yeah, I think I have to get used to people watching me while I trade big, and also I have to get used to trading big, myself. Like I try to, I think people can see, like in the videos I post, I make sure to like show my entire trade log, all the tickets from that specific day. Like I show my total P&L and realized profits on the day, so it's like I can't fake it. But I still think I still think it's easier to trade without all these people watching me. And so that's why you'll see me take some larger swings when nobody is watching me, and then upload the video later, just because it's easier. But again, I mean, I think a lot of people do that, and they do that because they're just trying to hide their losses. And I think it's self-evident that I'm not doing that because again, I'm showing my account balance, my trade log, my tickets, everything, and so I couldn't fake that. And so it's just one of those things that I got to get used to it a little bit more, I think.
Jack, stay down here. Come on.
All right, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, like I said, watching LK, it looks solid. I think this is a recent IPO, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one IPO'd a few months ago. Wait, 513. Yeah, like 2.5 months ago. No, 2 months ago. All right, so watching LK, AMD, my baby, watching that thing. I like this previous day's closing price right here at 32.90s. I'm gonna watch those levels, and then we got a few other ones here. SFIX, Stitch Fix, very familiar with that stock. Had decent results with it before as well. UMH gapping up. So yeah, I mean, aside from that, guys, I'm not seeing a lot of CUR. I remember CUR. I used to trade the heck out of CUR when it was a cheap penny stock. Let's look at the daily chart on this. Ooh. I mean, I know this is a reverse split, and it's not actually as extended as this shows. Mostly because, like I said, it's a reverse split. Here, I gotta go. I'm gonna go tell my kids goodbye. They're leaving for school. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go give my kid some. I'm gonna go give him a hug. Bye. So I'll be right back. Hey, buddy. Here. Watch out. Thank you, but here I still gotta go give you.
I like the light.
You like the light right there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's kind of bright, huh? Hey, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry. Hey, oh man, y'all missed it, man. Oh, sorry. Okay, so yeah, what I said when I first got back to the stream, I didn't realize my sound wasn't on. Is that my wife was making fun of my bubble letters here. You know, my wife was making fun of my bubble letters, the BT Live. You know, I'm trying to be creative. You know, another thing I said was that as I was walking out of the door, my son just was dabbing over and over and over again, just bah, 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 bah. And it's like, I never taught him that. And I asked him what happened. My son's 5 years old, and so he's 5. And so my daughter said that one of the camp counselors taught him how to dab, and he was just dabbing as he went out the door. It was hilarious. But yeah, that's what I was laughing about as I got here. What's up, Manny? What's up, bro? Yeah, I got it. I gotta fix this. Let me see. This should work a little bit better. Let me see. There we go. It's a little bit better lighting, right? Here? What do you guys think? Better lighting? Should I move this lamp a little bit closer here? I don't know. That should be a little bit better lighting. Maybe this here. Does that work? It's a little bit too... No, that does not work too much. Sorry, guys. I'm like terrible with this type of stuff. There we go. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to scoot closer this way. There we go. Alright. Yeah, just let me know what works the best. I could also put these lights behind me if I need to. Because this looks like a UFO's on my right side. Alright. I gotta figure this out. I got an idea. Hold on, guys. Does that work? Does that work? No, that doesn't work, does it? Let's see. Wait, that does. Yes. Let me, Alright, that should kind of work, right? I think that kind of works. I'm just going to leave it like that. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and look up some news. Whatever I can get to work. I'm trying to get this lighting right, man. I got to buy one of those ring lights that just goes around. It'll work a lot better. Alright, so let's go ahead and look up some news here now that I'm done horsing around with the lights. First one we can look up is AMC. Let's see what we got rolling here. Let's pull. We can also pull out the scanners again while I'm looking up these. So first one I'm looking up is AMC here. So shares are up after Credit Suisse initiated coverage on AMC Entertainment with an outperform rating. So somebody initiated coverage on AMC. That's really the only news that I'm actually seeing for that one right now. We can also look at LK, which is Luckin Coffee. It looks like they signed a strategic cooperation agreement to develop new retail coffee business in the greater Middle East and India. And this is for LK Lucky Coffee. You can see this top chart here. It's gapping up from 2005 to 2063. That one looks solid. We also look at AMD. Second quarter earnings came out for AMD. It sounds like they were solid. Considering its gap up, so solid second quarter results for AMD. I'll definitely keep an eye on that one. That's one I usually watch. Like I said, let me know if you guys see anything else you want me to look at. AMRN. I don't know if you guys saw. Look at Netflix though. Remember, my biggest gain on last week was Netflix, and this is where I got in, and I'm actually a little upset I think I traded it the right way because it was always meant to be a scalp. I was never trying to ride this thing down a huge percentage. And so I got in right around here, and I wrote it down to like here. But look at this thing drop, man. If I would have held on, I would have made like thousands of dollars on this stock. But it is what it is. Like, you're never going to get the whole move. And you can't look in hindsight and beat yourself up over not holding it longer. It was never meant to be a long-term trade. It was always meant to be a scalp. And I'm happy with it still for sure. But yeah, that thing did keep dropping, unfortunately. DDS. Yeah, man. I got the green shirt. Yeah, CRR doesn't look bad. I can look up the news on CRR. We could also look up the news in some of these penny plays. With CRR here, they announced a strategic agreement with FracGeo to deliver next-generation real-time frac modeling software. So basically, an agreement with FracGeo, and they're going to work on a new generation real-time frac modeling software for CRR. With penny stocks, like I said, we got XBIO. XBIO looking solid. We got BIOC, which looked good at first, but it's since dropped all the way back down. All right, so BIOC announced a laboratory services provider agreement with Beacon LBS. So basically another agreement for BIOC. They must have seen something they didn't like, or they could be trying to mask some bad news under that good fluff piece. And so maybe that's why BIOC is all the way back down to essentially where it closed Friday. But yeah, I mean, that's really the only kind of penny stocks I really see interesting. XBIO, maybe, but the volume's just kind of light. SALT, SALT, light volume. DVA, okay, gap up, big range, but low volume for that one as well. So yeah, I mean, my main watches are AMRN, AMD, Netflix. Gonna keep an eye on that one. ZYNE maybe. Let me get this thing rolling. Let's see. Like I said, let me know if you guys see anything else. MU. UMH. AMAT. Stitch Fix, SFIX. I'm gonna watch CGC because I've had really good results with that one. Same thing with SQ and Roku, because I kind of watch those every day and it typically works fairly well trading those. Sprint. Look at the overall market as well here. So yeah, I mean, this is really my main watch list. I know I put some other stuff up there for gappers, but my main watch, what I'm specifically watching is AMRN, AMD, ZYNE, Netflix, Stitch Fix, MU, CGC, SQ, Roku, and Sprint. Is specifically what I'm watching. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me fix this. This might actually help with the lighting. Yeah. There we go. My wife doesn't have her keys. Sheesh. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Ah, man. So basically, what I just said, guys, is for SFIS, it's almost certainly a buyout or an acquisition. And the reason I could tell that before, wait, what was it? SKIS. The reason I could tell before the gap up was because it's such a narrow range after this gap up. You can see it's a narrow range right here. And so what I said there, the sound was off, but what I said is this is almost certainly a buyout or an acquisition. I said it was either that or it could also be a 2-to-1 reverse split. And so, but I looked it up and it's actually a buyout with an $11 price. And so when you see a stock gap up like this with an extremely narrow range like this, it's usually an acquisition or a buyout, and that's the buyout price. And so in this case, the buyout price was $11 a share. And so you can see it gap up and stay in that pretty narrow range after that. Still, I don't really like trading acquisitions or buyouts. Sometimes they'll move, but most of the time they'll just kind of stay pretty stagnant relative to the range. And so I just kind of ignore them. But yeah, this is a buyout. Yeah, I'm always muted. Honestly, today's a little bit worse. Gotcha. It could be a good day trade if today's volume stays high. What's the float on AMRN if you don't mind? I'll have to look up the float. I might be able to find it on this gap scanner here. Or I don't see it on the gap scanner. I could probably just ask somebody here. What's the float on AMRN, everybody? Somebody tell me, please. But yeah, this morning's a little bit worse because my wife keeps asking me to go do stuff, and so I mute it and then come back and then forget to unmute it. So it's a little bit worse today, but we make it work. Half the people are just here for scanners anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I say. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We'll see what we get today. All right, guys, I can't do this light right here. It actually kind of hurts my eyes a little bit, so I'm gonna switch it. I'm just gonna put the light back to where it was the last few days and just try to make that work. So I'll be right back. I'm not going to mute it this time so I don't forget to unmute it when it comes back. But yeah, my main watches today, before I do that, AMD, Stitch Fix, SFIX, MU. What was the other one? AMD, MU, Stitch Fix, AMRN. So we got some options. But penny stock land is a little bit low. Yeah, what I'm about to do, Smud, is I'm about to actually get a little bit closer to the mic. You know, if I get right here, you can hear it probably much better. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this light, and I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the mic, and then move my camera over. So I got you. Hold on. All right, let's see here. That looks good. And then I can roll over here. Yep. But that's terrible for lighting. Man, how is the light in here this bad? I think it's because the sun's not out today, and so the sun's not actually helping me with light. Man. That'll have to work, but man, let me, there we go. That's a little bit better, right? And now I can actually even get close to the mic here. So this is a little bit better. Let me move this mic. There we go. All right, that should actually work. And then the volume should actually be a lot better here as well. $149.6 million. I appreciate it. Zion, yeah, I'm watching ZYNE as well. What's up, Relentless? What's up, brother? Alright, so yeah, so from what I see, a little bit slower day in the overall market. There's not a ton that actually looks like really solid. We have some movement, but let's see what the SPY is actually doing here. I should probably look at the SPY. SPY is technically up. It closed at 297.17. It's at 297.66 now. Let's look at the overall market news. A lot of times I can just look up Tesla. No, or... All right, so for market news, and I'm getting this from Market Watch. So per Market Watch, stock index futures pointed to a higher start for Wall Street on Monday as investors adjusted expectations around a widely anticipated rate cut by the Federal Reserve at the end of the month, and also for a deluge of corporate results after a strong start to the earnings season. So Dow Industrial Average is up 0.21%. S&P futures were up 0.3%. NASDAQ 100 futures gained 28.75 points or 0.4%. It's a slight increase because of the solid earnings season so far is basically what's going on. Again, I mean, I'm watching Sprint a little bit. I'm going to watch most of these for VWAP fades. It just like basically the way I really attack the open, and you'll see me do this a lot, is it all depends on actually what the SPY and what the overall market does. Like, for instance, if the SPY starts to really wash out at the open to where I don't think it's going to turn green on the day, I don't think it's going to rebound and turn green, at least within the next hour or so, then I'll really start attacking VWAP fades and kind of try to trade within the market trend. If the SPY or the S&P start to really run up at the open, then I'll look more for VWAP bounces. Like I said, again, as long as I'm confident it's not going to like quickly reverse on me, I'll start looking for the parallel strategies with the overall market. And so that's kind of what I do. And so basically, if the SPY starts to run this morning, I may look to long some stocks with bounce plays off the VWAP. And if the SPY starts to drop, I may look to short some stocks. It all depends on what the stocks are, though. The market's not necessarily going to affect penny stocks as much, so it's mostly going to be mid and high cap stocks that I'm attacking this with. And I think the penny stock market is, or the penny stock world is kind of slow right now anyway. So yeah, we'll see. XBIO is looking a little bit better, but still not looking great. What's up, John Ennis? Yeah, no worries, Angie. No worries. What's up, Felix? GNC may be interesting. All right, let's check that out. I mean, it had a little bit of volume. It went up to 215, but it came right back down. It's actually, it's basically break even right now for GNC. So we'll see. Low volume is the only issue for that one for me. Native, man, I think I've answered that question about 5 times for you, bro. You can go check out Trade Ideas. If you scroll up in the chat, I'm sure there's links to it. But I think I've answered that question for you like 5 or 6 times. And so, go check out Trade Ideas if you want to, man. What's up, Felix? Let's see. CIR. DBA. BRFS. LK. So yeah, LK was the other one I was looking at. Let me look at it. I think I actually looked up the news for LK, but this one's solid and it's tradable. It's also a recent IPO. Like I said, if you look at my gains from You know, if you look at my gains from Friday, my account's up solid. You know, I'm up $403 in this account right now. So I have a solid cushion in this account. And so we'll just look to continue building it up. You know, I'm just going to try to keep making it work and, you know, see if we can really build this thing up. You know, that's the goal, trying to put some solid gains in for sure. And I just want to be able to, you know, build this account up nicely. And if I can do that, I'll be happy with myself for sure. So we'll see what we can do. I'm thinking my share size should be around like 400 or 500 shares, depending on the stock and the range. You know, if the stock's got a crazy range, I might still take a few hundred shares. But if it's a normal stock with like a 15-20 cent risk, then I could probably start pushing for, you know, 500 shares, risking about, you know, 70 or 50, $100 if it's 10 to 20 risk. So, that's kind of what I'm planning on doing today. We'll see. I always say that, and then most of the time though, like, you might still see me take my first few trades with small sizing, because you know, lately my first few trades of the day have not had the best accuracy. And so my first few trades have not worked as well lately, and so you may see me take smaller sizing for those, and then kind of start scaling up a little bit with my size as the morning progresses. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at now. What do you guys think about that? I think that's kind of how you have to do it sometimes, because, again, I think you got to just trade with how you got to look at your stats, look at your, you know, historical data, and understand how you've been trading. And again, I think the way I've been trading lately is, the first few trades have not been the highest accuracy, but as the day progresses, I get more and more comfortable. I start scaling in with more and more size, and it starts to go, you know, better as time moves on. So DVA, I'm going to look at DVA as well. I don't know what DaVita is the name of the stock. I don't know what catalyst this has, but I'll look that up as well. All right, so this is guidance, a good outlook. They raised guidance, strong fiscal year. It now earns $1.64 billion to $1.7 billion in adjusted operating income for the fiscal year, up from a prior forecast of $1.54 to $1.64. So solid forecasting and guidance for DVA. Big range too. I might watch this one as well. I'm going to put this one over here. Clear some of this. There we go. Just have a clear chart. And so yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, no worries, native. But yeah, man, it's just trade ideas. But yeah, I feel like I said, I feel like you might have asked me like 4 or 5 times in comments of my videos, and I've answered you every time. And so, you know, I don't know. I'll just wait. CDOR. I got you, bro. Hold on. Let's look up CODR. I'm not showing anything for CODR. I'm guessing you mean CAPR maybe? TRNX. Oh wow, I didn't even see this one. Yeah, I mean, penny stocks starting to make runs. I think what people got to understand about penny stocks is that the most significant levels typically for penny stocks are half, quarter, and whole dollars. So like 75 is probably going to be solid, and then you might want to look at that after this pre-market high break. So you got the pre-market high, and then you got the quarter dollar of 75. Let's look at the long-term chart here. You got the whole dollar, which is just super significant right there. And so, yeah, I mean, it's at 56 now. So, big level here, I think, is pre-market high. If it really starts to run, maybe you might consider the whole dollar. But pre-market high, quarter dollar of 75 is what I would look for that one. If it starts to go crazy. We also got MU, which is a microchip stock. We got Sprint, which looks good. Man, my lighting is still pretty terrible over here. There we go. I guess I'll leave it there. Yeah, I mean, if it works right there, like whatever, you know, if the lighting is best right there, I guess I'll just keep it there. Where did I start trading? Sure Trader. I mean, I think I started trading kind of like everybody else did. I mean, I think I watched The Big Short, the movie The Big Short, and then wanted to get involved with trading because it looked fun. And so I went to YouTube and watched the typical, you know, Bulls on Wall Street, Warrior Trading, Tim Sykes, Investors Underground, and just kind of, you know, soaked up as much penny stock stuff as I could, and then realized I didn't like penny stocks as much and kind of navigated more towards mid and high caps. But really, I'll trade anything that moves in the market. It's just, you know, the way I trade's a little bit different. I'm not really attacking super momentum plays like everybody else, you know. And again, I mean, I think penny stocks, you know, I think there's money to be made, but I think it's just saturated. And so I think at a certain point, penny stocks are what's advertised, but they're definitely not the easiest. And, you know, I think people's chances of being a successful penny stock trader are substantially lower than, you know, trading mid and high cap stocks. And I think they're just advertised to people more because that's what the gurus are all about. All right. There we go. We got these scanners up. There we go. All right, that should work. So yeah, watching microchips. We'll see what else we get. SGMO popping up on the scanners here, but it's not really showing too much like good volume, solid volume. Look at Sprint. Sprint's putting in some solid gains. Let's look at that news. Oh, sorry. Sounds like it's solid second quarter earnings for Sprint. But yeah, Sprint's moving some. Just the problem with Sprint is that it's just such a tight range stock. You know, look, I don't know what the float is for Sprint, but it's just such a tight range stock. And I'm looking for some other stuff here, but just kind of dull right now. May look at LK. Let's look at how LK really acts here. Fake outs, triangle breakouts, rejections, fake out fades, bounces. Fade there, bounce there. All right, so let's see. We got to look at when it had the most volume. We'll see. I mean, this is more volume than LK typically gets, but it doesn't actually look like a good stock to attack VWAP fades on. Look at MU here. This must be a glitch. But look at that. Hey, appreciate it, Masher. Yeah, Sprint float is 609 million. So it's just a billion float, just pretty large. It's going to consequently have a pretty narrow range. And so Basically, you just got to take bigger sizing if you want to make reasonable gains from it, and that's going to cost me more commissions, and so I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, like I said, MU is looking very interesting here. What about QCOM? Look at these bounces on QCOM. These VWAP bounces were super reliable on Friday. Just look at this. Look how consistent these bounces are. You know, you got one here, 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 and here. So every time it pulled back to the VWAP, it actually bounced on Friday. You know, and again, it goes back to what we're saying, like with the VWAP strategies that we're specifically attacking. Like we had somebody this weekend start talking to me about the VWAP. And like what you get with it is that the VWAP is an intraday trend indicator. You know, so what we're actually attacking is that we're attacking confirmations in a trend most of the time with these VWAP strategies. And so with VWAP bounces, you can see the stock QCOM right here is maintaining above the VWAP. So it's maintaining an upward intraday trend, you know, and you can see when it pulls back to the VWAP and then bounces up, it's confirming that trend. It's trying to change trends and then confirming it instead, bouncing right back up. And so that's what we're taking advantage of with these VWAP strategies, is just these confirmations in the trend, you know, these rejections of a trend change. And so that's what we get, and that's what we're really attacking. You know, and then sometimes you'll see stocks that are just crossing over and under the VWAP. Those are neutral. Here's the market about to open, guys, so good luck. There we go. All right, guys. So there's the open. XBIO gapping up some or running up some. SKIS, we'll see what it does. It might stay in a narrow range here. We'll see. But yeah, XBIO is popping up on the scanners here. Netflix is shooting up. MU is shooting up. Look at this drop in XBIO. Whew, man. Well, it's super volatile at this point for XBIO. I don't think it's tradable for me. I could check, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's not. Roku rebounding some. Sprint just took a massive dive. Wow. Somebody sold their position in Sprint. Must have been a large position. But man, look at that drop in Sprint. Oh, CDOR is what you were talking about. There it is. MU. So yeah, let's see what the overall market is doing. Right now we are sideways for the overall market. So we got a sideways market right now. Mitch isn't trading today. Mitch is taking the day off, I think. Roku squeezing up. Let's see. All right, AMD. AMD is slowly pushing up, but you can see these up wicks, and so I feel like it's going to reverse because of these up wicks, but we'll see. It's got down wicks as well, so it actually might just kind of converge here. Netflix could be a VWAP bounce. And the SPY is pushing up, which is typically good. Like I said, we got XBIO here. I'll actually be right back, guys. My wife's waving me down over there, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I actually remembered to unplug or to unmute myself this time. All right, guys. So yeah, so XBIO dropping here. Let's see what else we get. XBIO just basically filled this entire gap already. AMD's looking solid. Maybe look for some VWAP bounce plays. The market's up. Roku just dropping significantly here. So I may look for a fade in Roku just because it's trending against the market right now. And so if I get in at 107.10, I could set a risk of 107.50, so about 42 cents, and then a reward of, let's see, about 85 cents. So better than 2 to 1. Almost exactly 2 to 1, really. SPY is actually completely reversing now. Look at the SPY drop. There goes the reversal in the SPY, so we might actually get some fades here. We'll see. Netflix. All right. Look at the SPY reverse. MU is just shooting up here. Stitch Fix. Let me move this. Stitch Fix looks good. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to look at Roku here. Maybe take a little position if you can get up here. I think I'll have to change my risk, though. I don't think my risk is going to be as good if I get in at 107 now. Because originally it was at 107.05. And so I would have to... And so my risk was about 42 cents or 45 cents. But now that the VWAP has dropped some, it's not going to be as favorable risk reward unless I risk it off of like this 18 level, because then it's only like a 30-cent risk for Roku, and that's reasonable as well. We'll just see. We're getting a lot of drops right now. Look at Stitch Fix. Whoa, look at Stitch Fix drop. So that risk level doesn't look bad, but yeah, the market's definitely reversing. Everything's dropping. CGC cannabis plays. May look for some fades in that one as well, because I like the risk of 25. So my risk is about 14 cents for CGC. Yeah, so we'll see. Netflix maybe. Not liking Roku anymore. Just about where's my risk with Netflix? This would be right around where I got in or started to scale in, but it's just where's my risk? The SPY is reversing right back up. Netflix doesn't look actually bad here. The issue is that the SPY just seems like it's a little choppy, and so. But short right here on Netflix doesn't look bad for it to come back down to here. I mean, there it is. It worked, but I don't think the risk reward would have been great for me unless I risked off of this 70 level here, which would have been about $1 risk still. But yeah, look at that drop. Look, see, these are the arrows I drew. Look at those. Right on the money. Got to trust myself a little bit more, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking at CGC, but yeah, look at that. Nice little follow through there. Hey, I hope somebody took advantage of that. I called that one out on the nose. Getting a lot of drops right now. The market's dropping. I'm going to look at the cannabis sector here. What about AMD? I'm sure AMD's done reversed already as well. No, AMD's actually trending against the market. So I don't actually mind a 90 entry with an extremely tight risk of like 4 or 5 cents. I just think there's some support underneath it. Maybe I could use an 85 risk, so 5 cent risk. I don't hate that. I'm going to look at that for AMD, a VWAP bounce here with a risk of 85 if it can pull back to 90. With Cannabis Place, I'm going to be looking at CGC and CRON. If they can pull back to the VWAP, I'd probably prefer CGC. MU is with AMD there. Roku is just about where to set my risk now. And I don't like Roku because if it gets up to the VWAP, it's going to be breaking highs right there. But SQ, on the other hand, SQ is a little bit more solid. But it's just so extended on the downside for SQ. Plus, I would have to pull up about another 20 cents or so. All right, here goes AMD. All right, I'm 200 shares of AMD. Just looking for a quick bounce. I'm risking. Get a little bit better move here. O2s, O3s, O4s. All right, I just took half off there. Oh no, I added to it. Oops. All right, I sold half of my position. Didn't mean to add to it. Gonna let the last little 150 shares work. Probably hold the rest break even, I think. We'll see. CGC is the other one I'm kind of looking at here. As it slowly kind of pulls back to the VWAP for CGC. It's just about where to set my risk now for this one. I think I missed CGC, unfortunately. I'll go back to AMD now. See if we get that break here. All right, I'm going to take another 75 off, and then I'm going to hold the rest for the breakout. See if we can find some support. I think it might. Oh, there goes CGC. See, like I said, my risk could be 22 for CGC. Hold on, let me get out of AMD. All right, I just got out of AMD for a $26 gain. I'm looking at CGC now. Oh, I forgot to record today's trades. I just think it might get rejected here. I'm looking at CGC now with a risk of 25 or so. So my risk would be about 25 cents. See if we can work with the spread a little bit. Clear this drawing set out. We also have Stitch Fix that's right back to the VWAP. Those sevens, not a bad spread now. Alright, so I'm in CGC, 100 shares. Just gonna do a little feeler trade. For it to come down to 70s maybe. Yeah, there's the rejection on AMD. What's up, chat? Here's O4s for CGC. Got to break under the whole dollar there. Yeah, probably the right move getting out of here on AMD. As you can see, I get into a few little feeler trades at first. That's like the first thing I do in the morning is I don't trade huge. Maybe I should start attacking big. But don't really like CGC here if it breaks 35.10. Looks a little bit too strong. Yeah, I'm out. I got out of CGC. I don't like that break. I think it's going to squeeze up here. Maybe it fakes me out, but I'd rather keep my little cushion on the day and just attack something else. Because once it gets this break here, it's just too strong. Because I think it's going to squeeze all the way up to 25s. Roku squeezed up too. Maybe I should have followed my own risk-reward plan with that one, though. Maybe I let my emotions get the best of me with CGC. We'll see if I was right or wrong for getting out early. MU, right at the VWAP. Still. AMD still pushing. Yeah, man. I'm wearing a green shirt, and technically I'm green on the day right now. We'll see if the green shirt helps me out here. We'll see. And I'm still looking at CGC. I think once it starts to break these highs here, it's just going to get a little strong, and it could really run up. But like, for instance, if it flushes down here, I could risk off of that 15 level all day. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at with CGC now. You see we get out early, but yeah, there's 17s. I'm pretty, like, it just looks like it's going to squeeze up there. And I'm not really one for changing my entire trade idea, but I think whenever it looks that strong, I think it's understandable just the way the stock's moving. And yeah, there's 18s on it, so. Look at SQ putting in those consistent fades. Soly, S-O-L-Y. Yeah, Soly is squeezing up here, guys. Check this out. Pulling back some. Volume's honestly still pretty low, though. Unfortunately. Volume's still a little bit low. And I'll look at CGC. Like I said, if it fades back down to the whole dollar, I might take it and then just risk off of that previous high up there. So yeah, if it comes back down to this, I might get back in. We'll see. I don't see anything else that looks good, honestly. Everything else is kind of choppy. MU is completely sideways. AMD is right around the highs. CGC is faking out highs. Soly is moving up, but volume's low. Cron's right at the VWAP, but if CGC squeezes up, you know, I don't mind the risk of 8 cents on Cron, but the risk reward's not that great. MDR, maybe. MDR had a nice solid bounce there. But right now, I just don't see anything. Maybe SQ. Maybe. But it's already done it twice already. Sprint doesn't look good either. So yeah, I mean, I'm just not seeing anything right now. Roku squeezing up. Stitch Fix. What was the other ones I said I was watching? AMRN. Running up. What was the other one? I have to go back and look at my list. LCI squeezing up. Here's my list. LK. Let's see what LK is doing. I'm going to watch CGC, though, because if it fades back down to 35, I'll jump back in. LK faded today, too. And I don't mind this 28s here, probably down to 20s. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was right with CGC. I was right about getting out early. I mean, this would have probably been the most realistic risk level, stop level would be right here. And the reason it's that is because if you extend it to the left, that's the low of that opening range, which I use a ton for risk. That's what I really like using for risk, is the low of that opening range here. So basically, this level right there. But I don't know if this one's testing it now. Again, I mean, if this tests it and then pulls back down to the whole dollar, I like it a little bit more. SQ's back up to the VWAP. And I don't hate LK here. Like, I really don't mind LK right here. It doesn't look bad. And even if it pulls up to 43, I mean, you could risk all day off of 50. And so your risk is going to be like 7 cents. The issue now is the spread with LK. SQ's squeezing back up here. But again, with SQ, it's already faded twice now. And it's also breaking these highs. And so I just don't like that one as much either. Glad I got out of early on that one. Hey, appreciate the sub as well, Mark. Thanks, brother. Appreciate the subscribe, man. Appreciate it. Maybe gonna look at LK here. Like I said, if I was in it, I would be risking off of 50, but I'm not. And I'll look at CGC. If CGC pulls back down to the whole dollar, I might consider it. But yeah, it looks like it's going to at least test that risk. Just not seeing much. I mean, I think AMD, the first VWAP bounce on AMD was really solid today. That first trade I took. Just a really nice VWAP bounce. Just a really easy one. You know, look at this. So this is where I jumped in right here. 93. Got in on the bounce. Really nice VWAP bounce right off of the VWAP. Tight risk. You can see my risk in it was tight. That's probably the one I should have attacked the hardest. But it's also hindsight. And so naturally I'm going to say, yeah, I should have attacked that the hardest because that was the most successful trade if I'm being objective about it. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens with CGC. I'm still looking at that. But like I said, if CGC pulls back to 35 and then bounces back to 07, I'll take it. And I mean, if SQ keeps putting in rejections at that previous move here, like look at SQ. Put in a triple top there. Problem is the spread now. Yeah, I'm just waiting at this point. What do you guys all see? SPY is kind of strong. I mean, reversed all the way back. SQ, I don't mind here. Just risk of 14. And so, I don't hate it, but not after this bounce. There's my risk. Glad I didn't take that. That would have very quickly reversed on me. We'll see if it gets rejected there. I mean, this was my risk for a reason. Nah, there's the squeeze up. So yeah, just a fake out. Glad I didn't take it. I think that was just luck. I think I might have taken it if you gave me another 10 seconds. So I think I just got lucky that I didn't. CGC now. CGC is looking much better. Yeah, I like CGC here. I just need to see it bounce a little bit, really. Cron faded. So Cron came all the way back down. All right, there's 35s. Like I said, see a little bit of a pop up to 35.11, and I'll take it. Risking off of 35.25. All right, I jumped in with 100 shares. Maybe look to add another 100 here, but again, my risk level for CGC is 25. And so maybe I'll add a little bit, maintaining that same risk of 25, and then looking for low of the day as my reward target. Just going to test this whole dollar here. Like I said, I'd preferably like to add a little bit more to this one at around 08 here. We'll see if we can actually get it there, though. It may just fade back down, which is fine, too. I mean, if it fades quickly here, I'll take it. But I would prefer, I think, to get a little bit better entry. And I can scale into it again if it bounces up anymore. What's up, Todd? What's up, man? And I really don't mind this pattern for CGC because if it bounces, I can add to it. Like if it bounces back to the VWAP at 34.06, 34.08, I could add some sizing back. And if it keeps fading, I could just have a small little gain from it. So either way, is acceptable. $91s. Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys can understand the weakness that I saw with this. Like, I hope you guys can see what I mean. Like when I say I like CGC and why I like it is because the weakness is just obvious there. And even if this trade doesn't work out for me, the concept was the same. And so if it gets up to 06, I'll add some sizing back, and I think it may. But if it doesn't, I'm just going to keep writing it down. Like I said, preferably down to 75. That $0.25 level of 75 is really what I'm looking for right here. This is where I'd prefer to take profits. See, here's me trading super small again on stream. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I get so scared to trade big on stream. Probably because everybody's so hypercritical. But most people aren't actually, but I don't know why. But yeah, I'm looking to add, scale in a little bit bigger up to 05 is what I'm looking for. Could have gotten a little bit better entry, I think. Nice, Netron. Hey, keep killing it, brother. Good work, man. Here's 89s. 88s. Like I said, we're looking for 75, maybe. A little $20 gain or so. $87s. Here's 83s. I'm going to take half off here. I'll take it. And then try to add back on a bounce up to the VWAP. I don't know why I get so scared to take bigger sizing. Oh well. Yeah, I'll look to add back on a bounce. Again, I think my solid trades, or lately at least, maybe it's changing with these type of trades. But at least lately, my best trades have actually been later on in the morning, and so I think that's actually why I'm trading smaller within the first 30 minutes, is because at least historically lately, my best trades have been, you know, at like 10:30 market time. Let's see if we get the low of the day break with these last little 50 shares. And again, if it bounces back up to the whole dollar, I'll add to it. And if it breaks, I'll just try to ride it down. What's up, Arthur? Or Arthur? What's up, man? And at this point, I only have 50 shares left, so if we get a bounce, I'll add back to it. There's 92s. Made back my gain on CGC at least. Or made back that loss on CGC at least. Alright, there's 92s. Like I said, if it bounces up here, I'll add back to it and then just try to ride it down. May not get that chance. Maybe I'll add a little bit here and then add some more if it bounces back. I don't mind that. Take a little bit bigger swing. Keep kind of scaling into it maybe. Try to get in with like 300 shares or so. At this point, at least, I've built up a nice little cushion. Get the bid to go a little bit higher. I'll actually add a little bit more here. There's 92s. Need it to be a little bit higher, though. I'm looking at the bid down here. There's 93s. Okay, I'll add another 50 here, so 150 shares is my size now. And probably add one more here. Looking for it to come back to the VWAP and then get rejected there and fade back down to these lows. So we're kind of looking at. There's 04s. Alright, I'm going to add one more 50 share lot. 200 shares is what I have now. We'll see. Either way, it's not going to be a big loss on the day after this. Maybe I'm pushing my luck adding to it, but I like the pattern. And I've got some cushion, so you know, $30 loss isn't going to be the end of the world for me. Alright, so this is where we want to see it fade off of. It's squeezing up a little bit, but it's still early. Like, my risk is up here at 25. And so that's what we want to see it kind of hold. We'll see. Kron's kind of doing the same thing, so we'll see. Maybe testing my luck, continuing to attack it, but either way, it's not going to be a big win or loss either way. I'm trying to build up some bigger cushion, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to work myself up to take some bigger swings, and we'll see. Also, Roku is pulling a red to green move here, it looks like. ROKU. What's my average now? Let me see what my average is. Average is 95. It could be better, I guess. Still got time. And this isn't really... I actually don't mind this move, especially if it holds resistance here at 35.10 and then comes back down to 34.80. I'm in with 200 shares now, so it would be a nice little $40 gain if it does pull back there. So we'll see. Still early. See if it fades back down here. Yep. Yeah, my wife was making fun of my art earlier. My drawing earlier. My wife was making fun of it. I try, you know, I try. Like, there's 98s. Like I said, we want to see it fade back down to at least like 85. If it fades down there, I can take some profits. There's 97s. I think my entry is 95, so we're right around break even right now. There's 96, so we're pretty close to break even. Could have gotten a little bit better average here, and maybe should have tried, but with the spread like it is for CGC, I mean, it's okay. There's 95s, 93s. Cool. All right, let's see that drop back down to the bottom of this range is what we're attacking here. Like down to 80. '94s. 93s. 91s. Solid. Gonna try to let it work here. 89s. 87s. 86. Alright, I'm gonna take half off there. Maybe a little bit early, but I'm just trying to milk it along the way as it drops closer to the low of the range. Try to give it a little bit more time to come down to 75 with the last little bit. And I can hold the rest break even if I really wanted to, so. Hero, man, I'm in the middle of trading, brother, so, like, that's what you gotta understand, man. I know you come on here and you want me to respond to you, but, like, I'm trading with money, man, so it's like I don't have time to talk to you most of the time when I'm trading. And so when you come on here and you demand attention right when I'm in the middle of the trade, it kind of just, you know, puts people off, you know what I mean? Nobody really wants to deal with that, brother, so think about that. You got to be considerate of others, man. Under the whole dollar of 80 now. Or not the whole dollar, the 31.80 level. I hope you guys can see how I'm just trading this range, right? Like, I hope you guys can understand what I'm doing here, which is just attacking, you know, this range right here. Like, this is the range that I'm trading. And so I'm trying to kind of short it around the top, which is really right around here at 35.10, and then just cover it at the bottom. And then when it bounces back to the top, I can add back to it and then cover more when it comes back down to the bottom. And so until it breaks that range, I can just keep rinsing and repeating what's working, which is just attacking that range. And, like, that's all I'm doing here. It works exceptionally well, and it's pretty reliable, as you can see, because you can see the very obvious range there. There's 81s. I'm going to take a little bit more off there, so I took another half off there. And yeah, now I can let the last little 50 shares work in case it actually does break the range. But you can see it came back down to the bottom of that range, and so that's where I'm covering. And again, I can leave this last little bit if it does actually break the range, but if not, I'm not risking a ton because a lot of the time it's going to bounce here. What else do we have today? And again, I mean, I think with momentum, I think a lot of people are just trying to jump in on these breaks right here. And I think that's a crazy strategy, you know, because you're going to get reversed and faked out so much that your accuracy is probably going to be terrible. But again, I think a lot of people are trying to do it. And yeah, it may work really well sometimes. But I think most of the time, if you're trying to get in on these breaks, you're just going to get faked out a ton. And so I would much rather just trade the range, you know, short it at the top, cover it at the bottom. That way, if it fakes out, that's fine. It doesn't matter because I'm covering right around there anyway. All right, so here's the test of the real low of this range, 78s. 79s. Like I said, we'd love to see a break here, but we've already scaled out of most of it. And so I'm not saying you're coming here. I'm saying you're demanding it. You know, a lot of the day you'll spam the chat. And listen, man, I like you here. Don't get it wrong, hero. But you know, I think you're young, man, and I think you don't really understand. I think you don't really understand kind of etiquette when it comes to trading and stuff like that. And so I'm just trying to really help you, honestly, as I'm trying to teach you the etiquette of trading. All right, so we got the break. We're gonna see if we can hold that level as resistance now. But we did get the break under 75. But yeah, I'm just trying to teach you the etiquette, hero, which is like if I'm right in the middle of the trade, you can't demand that I respond to you, brother. But no stress, man. Sorry if I was too harsh on you, bro. All right, it's trying. It's at 78. I'm trying to give it that time if it does actually squeeze down and like break this range. But yeah, I'm trying to give it that time. But I think it's probably gonna bounce back up here and just kind of fake out anybody that tried to jump in right at the low of the day break. To me, it doesn't matter though. But, you know, I'm happy with this trade either way, and I've scaled out of it so much to where I don't care. You know, I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't work out. But we're just trying to give it that chance to see if it can go. Right, exactly, Master. That's actually a really good advice. Like in the future, just write your question, and then if I have time, I'll answer it, and then if not, you know what I mean. That's fine too. If not, I can't. I don't have time, brother. So yeah, just I like that idea. 'Alright, so yeah, I'm trying to see if we get this flush here for. It looks weak right now for CGC. We'll see if it comes back down. $76. See, it keeps bouncing at the bottom of this range. It's testing these lows here at 71. You know, so it keeps just testing this and you know, bouncing back. So we're just trying to get a solid breakdown underneath these lows. But there's a lot of support there, so it may be unlikely, but we're gonna try. '74s, '70s. There we go. Let's see if we get a big breakdown after that. '72s. See, it tried, and then it just rebounded right back. So we're gonna give it a chance, but it doesn't want to break, it seems. '72s. Ideally, we want to see it maybe down to $half, like 34.50 would be great. $70. Alright, I got out here at 72 with the last little bit. It's just taking too long. It might actually break and maybe it faked me out, but not a bad, solid little gain there. You know, I've traded multiple times, but I haven't ended red in any of the stocks I have traded, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll just move on from this one. Alright, well, not a bad little start to the morning here. But yeah, not a bad little start to the morning. 2 green trades, or actually I think I had 3 trades, 2 green, 1 red, but I ended up rebounding on some of these. So up 52 on the day so far with 3 trades. We'll see what else we get. Just want to keep building profit up, and this is a good start. And maybe we'll get the break there. We'll see. We could also possibly have a rejection here on SQ if it bounces back. What's everybody else doing? How's everybody else doing today? Oh, man. Not a bad trading day so far, though. There's the break on CGC. Maybe I missed that one, unfortunately. But unfortunate. You're an MU? Long or short? John? I'm guessing you're short? I like the lower Haas in MU. Maybe we'll get the low of the day crack for CGC, but I think I already kind of milked everything I could from it. I'm going to upload Friday's trade to my trader view while I'm waiting to see if I see anything else. Yeah, look at that, dude. Look at that after Friday's gain here. Look at that. Not a bad month. I mean, this is my month trading. Yeah, look at that. That's my biggest gain ever right here. Yeah, see, my accuracy is only 56.1%. Yeah, $390 is what I made on that Netflix trade. But hey, this is solid risk reward, guys. I mean, you can see my accuracy rate's only 56.1%, but because my risk reward is solid, I'll take it. I'm getting close to breaking the $2,000 mark. Oh, so close. Yeah, CGC continues to perform as the best stock. Netflix is number 2 now. Chewy is number 3. What about Chewy? I haven't seen Chewy in a few days. Chewy might be a little VWAP bounce here. See, risk of 30.91. Your risk would be 19 cents. Your reward would be 40 cents or so, maybe a little bit more. I don't mind Chewy here. Just gonna see how it typically acts. Like I said, I don't mind Chewy here. I've already made $52 in the day. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I should push it? I always get bad interest with TAFs. Yeah, I try to use market orders. I think those work well. But I'm looking at stocks that have a much tighter spread, you know. But even still, I think when I got in CGC, I was still down like 5 or 6 cents from CGC when I got into it. And so it just depends. You know, higher price stocks, you're going to have a worse spread depending on the float a lot of the time. Not a lot of low float stocks with high volume today. Yeah, the low float world's a little slow today for sure. Hey, thanks, Zero. Have a good day, bro. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if I should push it. We'll see. I've had 3 decent trades. I've had 2 successful and 1 very small loss. I think on CGC, I think I lost like 6 cents. Or I think I lost like $6 or $7 that first trade. And so I've had 1 $6 loss and then a few like $20, $30 gains. So not bad. Probably should hang it up. ZYNE. Yeah, I've traded that one a bunch before. Yeah, that one looks strong. It's not following through with any of the strategies I trade, but it looks strong. Stitch Fix cracking down here. CGC may pull back to the VWAP, but if it pulls back now, it's just a little bit less accuracy, less reliable. Yeah, I mean, unless I see something I really, really like, I'm probably not going to trade anymore. It just depends. And I always say that, and I end up kind of scaling into some huge position later on in the morning. But I think that it just depends. You know, if the pattern's there and the risk reward's there, a lot of the time I'll take it. And that's what usually happens is like I'll say, yeah, I'm done. And then I'll see a stock that looks really solid, and I'll attack that, and it works. But I usually have to wait for that really home run setup before I really attack. So yeah, kind of. A little hard to resist, I guess. For the trade net packages is over on the 23rd. So it's over tomorrow. So tomorrow's the last day of the sale, guys. And remember, you get the intro package for $379. And to break that down, what comes with that is you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. So you can actually trade with 14K in buying power. There's no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want. There's also a trading course, access to their trading chat room, and a 2-week demo account that comes with that. And I think that bundle makes tons of sense because if you think about it, for 2 months of paper trading, it's going to cost you roughly the same for a lot of paper trading platforms. Or 2 months of a chat room is going to cost you roughly the same as that intro package will. And so the fact that it comes with a funded account program that most people are approved for, that you could actually have the potential to make money, it's a very prop firm style platform. To where it's kind of like a prop firm, you know, they give you a certain amount of buying power. With the intro package that's $379, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with, and there's a profit split of 70-30. But again, I think commissions are pretty cheap. You know, one of the ways I can use 50, 100 shares is because my commission for those trades is like $3 or $4 for a round trip. So super cheap commissions. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want with decent buying power. And again, I mean, it comes with a 2-week 2-week demo account. It comes with the trading course. It comes with access to their chat room. And so the fact that all of that is bundled together, I think just makes a ton of sense for traders looking to save money. And I think it's just a much cheaper way for new traders to get their feet wet in the market without depositing thousands into a conventional platform or broker. Because let's be real, most new traders are going to lose their account anyway, and this is just a much cheaper option for traders to get their feet wet. And so if you want to check that out, I'll post this link here as well. Yeah, the platform fee is $15 a month, and so it's actually really cheap. So yeah, there is a platform fee, but it's $15, so it's pretty cheap. And so yeah, I just posted that link in the chat if you want to check that out and help support our channel here as well. There we go. All right, there goes Chewy. Like I said, I was looking at the VWAP bounce with a risk of 93. First reward target of 50, main one at 75. But it would have worked. But I gotta, like I said, I kind of gotta reel myself in a little bit and maybe start, just kind of sitting on my hands now that I've made some solid gains here. So we'll see. CGC is also coming back to that level, that 95 level that I attacked earlier. I could add back to CGC here. I just think eventually it might squeeze up. And so I don't really necessarily want to get stuck too deep in that. I mean, it's up to 88 now. Part of me really wants to take it with CGC with the risk of 20-cent risk. I'm not going to do it. I like the range pivot though for CGC. I do like that little pivot back to the top of the range. Am I a fan of penny stocks? It's kind of a loaded question. So I think that certain penny stock strategies work. I also think that penny stocks are unevenly advertised to trading beginners, and I think they are one of the hardest sectors and kind of price ranges of stocks to trade. I think it's much more difficult to trade penny stocks than it is to trade mid or high cap stocks. And I think that a lot of times penny stocks are advertised to new traders because, think about it. The gurus can kind of, say, oh, look at this 1,000% gain. Look at this 500% gain I made, yada, yada, yada. But I think it's much more difficult to trade. And I think that that's where all the courses are pushed for new traders. They're like, oh, buy this penny stock course and you can make 1,000% in a week. Just buy my penny stock course. And again, I think it's much more difficult to trade, much less likely that new traders will be successful. And, no offense to all the gurus, but I think the gurus in the penny stock world are much more sleazy than everywhere else. And so, are there legitimate penny stock gurus? Yeah. I mean, I like Warrior Trading. I like Investors Underground, but Investors Underground really isn't necessarily a penny stock trader. But yeah, I like Warrior Trading. I think their content's legit. Same thing with Investors Underground. But again, I think penny stock world is filled with sleazy gurus trying to, sell you their $5,000 course that most of the time you can find that info available for free online as it is. And I think that that's what new traders get stuck with. They start learning about trading, and it's almost like they don't know anything aside from penny stocks. And I think that most of the time, they're going to fail, as do most traders, just to try to play the other side. I think most traders are going to fail regardless. But yeah, I just think penny stocks are much more difficult. Of course, every guru and every person is going to say, oh, I've got the secret strategy that everybody's missing and that my strategy is great, and buy my course or check out my content if you want my $1 million strategy. And I think it's all just fluff to a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my take on it. I think you can trade penny stocks successfully, but I think it's much harder. And I think that most traders are going to get stuck looking and watching and trading penny stocks because that is what the gurus advertise to them when they first start trading. Not with a market order, Gary. That's only with limit orders. I'll get it with a limit order for sure, because with limit orders they have that rule. It's like the 3 cent rule, and so if you're trying to do it with a limit order, yeah, you're gonna get that. I'm not gonna test it out in case I accidentally get in, but yeah, if I try it with a limit order, I get that a lot. And so the way I get around it is a market order, and I just watch the spread, and I understand that if I get in with a market order. If I'm long, I'm almost guaranteed to be filled on the ask. And if I'm short, I'm almost guaranteed to be filled on the bid with the market order. And that's fine because I find stocks and I calculate that into my risk reward. So, it's okay. That's how I do it. Looking at SQ here. SQ pulling back to the VWAP looks like a solid rejection play here. Can you trade while an account is being transferred, or do you need to wait 3 days? So the big thing is that it's not actually, you're not funding, how do I explain this? So it's not actually like an account that you deposit money into, Steve. It is a prop firm account that they give you access to with a commission split or with a profit split. And so basically, you are paying for this package. Like the intro package is $379 right now through my link, and you are paying for that package. It's not a deposit. You are paying for that package, and you're paying for the educational content of that package. I still think you can get a refund up to when you make your first trade on your funded account, but you want to reach out to them and ask them. But it's not a deposit. They are giving you that funded account, and there's a profit split that goes with it. And so I'm not 100% with this. That's just the way I understand it. So the best thing you can do is actually to reach out to them. But point is that it's not a deposit. Like you can't add more to it. Like basically you get the $14,000. Hey guys, hold on one second. My dad keeps calling me. I gotta make sure everything's okay. Here, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, it's you're not depositing money. Like you can't add money to it. Like you can't if you lose $500 in your funded account, you can't just deposit another $500. You get a certain amount, and you have to trade within that certain amount. There's a $700 max loss, and so it's a little bit different. But I still think so. Think about it like this, though, right? You're paying $379 for that package, but your max loss is going to be $700 for the funded account. And so it's almost twice as much. So you're paying $379 for the opportunity or for the ability to lose $700. And so you can almost lose twice as much as you're actually paying for it. And so the risk reward is solid, I think. But again, I'm probably biased because I post links for them. And so do your research. But again, you want to help support the channel, you can go through my link. Here's the link. I try to be honest about it, but yeah, there's the link if you want to check it out. But yeah, I've been trading with them for years now, and so I kind of understand what it's all about. Yeah, see, look, there goes CGC. It pivoted right back to the range. Look at that. Yeah, see, maybe I should have added back to it on CGC, but it is what it is. I don't mind hanging it up right now. UCTT. UCTT looks solid. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking at SQ. I feel like everybody's getting mad at me, though, because I trade bigger when the stream's over. And so I don't want to... What I don't want to do today is I don't want to close the stream down and then get into like a big trade and then post another big gain. Because I can understand it. People want to see the big trades. I was talking to Mitch about it, though. Again, I think I find solace in kind of trading without 100 people watching me, you know. But again, I mean, you can see I just uploaded my stats straight from Tefts to TraderView, and I show people my trade log and all of my tickets so they know I'm not like faking any gains or anything like that. It's just later on in the day is when I trade the most, and one of the biggest reasons is because, like, for instance, what I look for and the way I've been attacking fades lately, and like this is a good little lesson on how I've been doing it lately and why my accuracy has been pretty solid the last few weeks, is that if you look at CGC here, what I've been waiting for, let me clear this down. So if you guys want to see what I've been doing, this is essentially what I've been doing. So I'm waiting for the stock to put in a very obvious high. So like right here, I'm waiting for that move right there on CGC, this move up to 35.25, which is the $0.25. And so I'm waiting for a move like that and then a rejection all the way back down. And then once it gets rejected and it breaks back underneath the VWAP, it's super likely that it's going to come back down to the bottom of this range down here. It's just extremely likely that that's what we're going to get. And so what I've been doing a lot is I've been jumping in here and then adding it back on these pullbacks. Because again, it just looks super weak up to that point. It puts in a really obvious high up here, and then it gets flushed all the way back down to the bottom of the range. That just shows so much weakness that on any subsequent bounces back to the VWAP, I'm adding my shares back. And I'm just trying to scale in a little bit more to have a little bit larger of a gain, because I feel like it's going to at least pivot back to the bottom of the range like it did here. And so that's what I've been doing every day, and it works ridiculously well. And so that's why you'll see me wait a little bit longer in the day to attack these strategies, because, sometimes it takes a little while for the stocks to set up like this. Sometimes it takes a little while for the stocks to put in a high like this and then get rejected and come back down to the bottom of the range, if that makes sense. And so sometimes it takes a little while to make it work, and that's why my trades have been a little bit later in the day sometimes. And that's why I've been attacking them a little bit later in the day. But I hope that makes sense for everybody, because that's essentially what I've been doing. And the kind of, trading's a constant progression into where I used to just attack VWAP fades. Now I'm attacking them in a much different way. And it's been working out really well. And so I'm just trying to evolve my trading to make it work. And this has been working for me so far. And so we'll see if it continues working. That's all I can really do. I've built up a decent amount of cushion and profits in my account now. And so I'm just going to look to keep, rinsing and repeating and see if it works. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't get in SQ. Not yet, John. What I'm trying to do here, like, you'll see me trade really small, and I don't trade huge. And so I've kind of upgraded my accounts and, trying to get a decent enough account. But you'll see me trade really, really small. And the reason I do that is because I'm just trying to put in some consistency. I think the biggest reason most traders fail is because they trade huge when they first get started. They start trading and they take 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares. And a lot of the time, they're just not ready. They're just not ready to take that big sizing. And so what they do is they lose $1,500 or so, and then they just give up, because it's like, well, I'm down all this money. They give up. And that's why 90% of traders fail, to where if they just took smaller sizing when they first got started, instead of buying 1,000 shares, maybe if they bought 100 shares and traded that way, they would get a lot more market experience before they lost their account. And I still think they're going to lose that account even if they take 100 shares. But the experience is the key there, and they actually get much more experience by trading small. And that's what you ultimately need to do, is you need to try to trade small when you first get started and try to extend that first account for as long as possible, because that way you're going to get the experience that you need. If you jump in and you say, well, I can't trade small, I have to make money, you're thinking about it in the wrong way. When you're first getting started, you need to protect that account and gain experience. That's the number one thing you need when you first get started. And if you're stubborn with it and you say, no, I can't make money with 100 shares, I'm just going to buy 1,000 shares, even though I've never traded before, then you're just being stubborn, and you're just going to lose that account in a week, and you're not going to gain any experience, and you're just going to be down $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever it is. And so that's my best advice I can give new traders, is just to take it very slow. That's the goal, is to take it slow, put in some solid consistency first, and then only after you have that consistency, then move up in sizing. And so that's essentially what I did with this account, is that I put in a lot of small gains first. Once I had the consistency, I've started to scale up lately, and I've finally started to put in profit. Like right now, like I said, my account's up to $455 in profit. And so, that's where I'm at now. Once I get it up to like 1,000, I'll probably test a withdrawal from there. But again, it's not a race. I'm just trying to give myself the best chance of success. And I've been streaming everything live, and so people can kind of see that. But I don't care what the gurus or anybody wants to tell you. Most people, it's going to take years to be successful. For most people, it's going to take years. It's not something, I know traders have that dream of, making their first deposit, buying this guru's course, and then the next month they're going to start paying their bills with trading. They're going to start paying their mortgage with trading, or paying their utility bills. And for a large majority of people, it is just not going to go that way, and it's going to genuinely take months, if not years, to put in consistent gains with trading. And if you have an unrealistic expectation because you're watching too many gurus who are trying to sell you their course, you're most likely going to fail. And nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't mean to be a buzzkill for people's trading dreams. And there are outliers that are ultimately going to do really well when they first get started, but they are very low percentage of people. And, a trader's course has nothing to do with it. That's just a pitch for their course. What you really want to do is just gain experience. Learn how to, use risk management, calculate risk reward in every trade you get into. Learn how to build a trading plan and not just jump in something because it looks good, and you'll have a better chance of success than most, I think. But yeah, I don't think anybody really wants to hear that. I think everybody has that. I think every trader, because of the gurus, has this dream of, I'm going to deposit $1,500 today, and then in a month I'm going to have $100,000 because all these gurus are. It's hard for people to accept the fact that maybe they overpaid for a course, and so they'll defend it with their life. You know what I mean? They'll never say a bad thing, even if they've spent $5,000. And what they said wasn't true. They'll defend that course with their life because it hurts too much to say, maybe I got ripped off a little bit, All right, guys, but I think I'm probably done. I'm going to try to have some discipline today and not trade anymore. We'll see. Probably going to hang it up. But yeah, like I said, go check out TradeNet if you want to help support the channel. I think the sale's only going to last for another day. The sale is over tomorrow, and so for the time being, if you go through my link, you can get the intro package for $379. If you want to check that out, here's the link. Is a max loss of 700. So it's kind of like a prop firm, but again, you can actually short stocks, which I don't care where you are. I don't think there's anywhere else in the trading world that allows you to short stocks for less than $400. And so again, for less than $400, you get 14K in buying power to trade with, no PDT rule, shorting ability. You actually get a demo account for a few weeks. You get access to their chat room. You get a trading course, and I think it just makes sense for new traders. It's a cheap way to get started. There's the link if you want to help support us. Also, guys, go check out TradeNet or Trade Ideas. Honestly, the best scanners in the game by far. I'll post that link here as well. You know, there's a reason all the big traders use Trade Ideas, best scanners in the game. You want to help support our channel, you can go check them out. Also, go check out our website. You know, we got a pretty legit website that has a lot of free content. If you want to learn the trading strategies that we've been doing, you know, go check out our website. Here's our website. We have strategy section where we break down long, short strategies. We have video libraries. We got a free trading course link that has tons of free trading courses. We got one on calculating risk reward, building a trading plan, gaps, VWAP strategies, support and resistance, understanding faders, finding consistency, bull flags, VWAP fade, hesitation. We got a lot more classes too. Check our free trading camp playlist on YouTube. We got some more classes in that as well. We got broker reviews here where we break down no PDT rule brokers. We got, you know, we got our official giveaway rules. I'll try to give away one more mug today. But yeah, go check out our site. We got a lot of free content. I'll post that link here as well if you want to check it out. Go check out our site. There's the link. And yeah, guys, that'll be it for the day. Maybe I'll give a mug away tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do one today. So good luck, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the like button if you want to help support this channel. Guys, I got to be real. I'm super tempted to get into SQ here. I'm really, really tempted to get in because, again, it did that exact same thing. It put in that obvious high up there. I can risk off of that level all day at 21. And especially if it comes back down under the VWAP, I might consider it. I don't know. I might hang it up. We'll see. I got to be selective. I can't trade every day like that. I'm going to take a big loss eventually. And so I'm going to be real. I'm not going to get into anything else. I'm not going to do it. No matter what, I'm not going to get into anything else. I'm going to sit on my gains, take my gains, and we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, good luck. Hit that subscribe button. Click the like button if you want to help support our channel. And, yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Come back tomorrow. We do this live every weekday morning. We trade live every weekday, so hit that subscribe button, guys. And, yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow.